pressure, right?
expert,
Right.
Jeff Sachs, Sachs Financial, joins us to clear up any confusion you might be dealing with. Okay, first off, if you didn't see our great chat we had last half hour, which by the way you can check out on 5 Plus app, you can rewind and take a
Rewind
look
it.
at some stuff. But break it down. What's happening here, real quick?
The administration has said that they want to focus on getting the people that are in default with their student loans back on track and collecting that money. It affects right now it's about 5.3 million people, but there are another almost 5 million people that are on late stage delinquency, which is not quite default, that could be affected by all of this.
So that's about 10 million people total affected by this. So what does this mean for the borrowers out there who know you're talking about them right now?
Right. So if you are in default and you know that you're in default, this is going to directly affect your credit scores, making it harder to borrow money. So you want to make sure to not procrastinate. Usually when I come on and we say we want to turn the volume down, but I want to tell anybody out there that if you are in default of your student loan, do not procrastinate. Yeah.
Is
Turn
it
the
one of
volume
those
up.
things where if you communicate, you know how when you owe in the private world, if you communicate maybe medical bills and you get kind of on a plan, they kind of don't go after your credit score. This is federal aid.
Well, I mean, they're yes and no, but now they will. There are things that you can do if you are in that situation where you can't pay back your loan. There's the default resolution group through the Department of Education. That is like step one if you are in default, because you can't get out of default of your student loan by simply saying, oh, I'm just going to restart my payments. You have to put a payment plan together. And that is the first step, is to call that group.
Wow, that's a really good first step. Any other steps that folks can take if they're watching right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's several different options. The quickest way to get out of default is to just pay off your loan. But obviously, if you're in default, you probably don't have that money,
Can't
right?
do it, right?
So then you could do debt consolidation. There's a federal debt consolidation program. If you've already done that once, you only get one shot at that. But if you haven't done it, it may help. If you do that, though, you need to be careful, because if you are already on an income-based repayment plan, you may lose some of the credits that you've already built up. So the next thing to think about is reconciliation, and that is using that debt group through the Department of Education to set up the payment plans to kind of get you back on track. And basically what you're doing there is you're saying, I have the ability to make payments, and you're demonstrating that you can make those payments over 9 months. So 9 payments consistently, and then your loan will come out of default. The issue with doing it that way is that you're still subject to the collections while you're in default. So you're not out of default until you demonstrate that you can be rehabilitate your loan.
Wow,
right?
my
So there are a
goodness.
few things to do, but it all starts with knowing where your loan is and then taking it from there.
Wow.
You can't address it until you know your status. So checking your status and being active about it, I think, is what you're saying. Don't just let it sit. Of
This
course,
is not going away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did have a pause during the pandemic, but that time is clearly over. The White House pressing play.
And I think I know the quick, short answer to this one. That's about the public loans, the private loans, maybe College Ave, not applying
This is
stuff.
just for the federal loans, because they're using the power of the Treasury Department to enact collections, and they're using the Department of Education's database to make sure that they can first go over this. It's sort of the the easy, accessible loans that they can get to. They want to try and collect that money.
Much easier to enforce.
Yeah,
that
there's
way.
some pretty crucial information here. I know you're helping a lot of people as they wake up with us this morning. Now, we want to ask you about the ways that this money can be collected. We've seen this on social media, talking about the government can garnish your wages. What are some things that people should look out for to know if they are in that boat, if that could be happening, that paycheck comes up looking short, or emails that they should look for? You mentioned earlier. What should they look for?
So there'll be an email that you should have gotten. If you're in default and they have a current email address, you got an email saying this is coming. And on May 5th, they're going to start some of those collection efforts. But then they will send out a letter in the mail saying we are taking you to a federal collection agency and in starting the wage garnishments. It's not clear yet exactly how they're going to garnish your wages. We know that they have the power through the Treasury Department to take back some of the federal money that they have given you, which is the Social Security, your tax returns and things like that.
Wow.
Can all be
Wow.
subject.
Starts on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
Not fun.
not a fun way to start
Not
things
a
off.
fun